Sometimes we talk about certain things and I'm like, oh, that's a nothing burger. But this Tyler Creator conversation is actually, to me, pretty important. And actually, it should be deeped a lot more than what I'm going to do right here, because I just want to point out two things. If you don't know what's going on, actually, I'll show it to you. We just kind of read here, when D'Angelo passed, Tyler Creator had posted some tributes, right? He was one of the people that posted tributes, and his fan base, a certain group in that side, you know what I'm saying? Those edgelord white boys who I thought would have grown up by now, they got pretty weird about that because D'Angelo was black art. So, you got people now going back into Tyler's, past and, saying, hey, but how much responsibility do you have on cultivating this type of fan base, right? ETC. Oh, I should say, etc. A lot of y'all told me to stop saying etc. But anyway, so the point is two things for me. One is age, right? Age. And the second thing is setting boundaries. So the first thing is age, right? So when Tyler Creator was younger, what I should really say is age and fooling around in conjunction to actual bigotry, right? And this is where it gets weird with Tyler's fan base and Tyler himself. So when Tyler was younger, could it be possible that he has some internalized self-hatred, things they need to figure out? Yes. Could, you guys pointed out certain example on Elon's app. And could some of that just be being young and stupid? I remember when Tyler came out, right? And part of being kind of like that early onset, like that early edgelord type of guy, right? Doing the most provocative things. Could that also bleed into what a lot of his audience that you guys call it the 4chan, alt-right pipeline, stuff like that, thought is just funny. They might not really think they're bigoted, right? So it's fair to say he participated in that, but I do want to point out that when young boys are young like this, right? When like Tyler was, and his fan base is young like that, man, you're going to need some ushers and people to really set standards like, what are we doing? That's what the record labels and his mentors are supposed to be for, because Tyler has since grown. Right? Tyler since grown, and he's talking, some pro-black stuff in his interviews, and, he's quick to ding white rappers, stealing from the culture. But I do think it's fair that you guys want to go back to his past and say, but what responsibility did you have? Now, the problem with outside of the age is there are some people that now are Tyler fans, but are still being bigoted, that it's like, wait a minute, you can't be a 17-year-old Tyler fan. You're most likely in your 30s, so you are showing your ass. You're just bigoted, right? You're just straight up bigoted. Now, the second point where it's still connected to age, but my main point is about setting boundaries with your audience early. Now, Tyler Creator's age probably didn't allow him to do that early on because he's not when you're young, you're not thinking about some of this stuff. And secondly, the pursuit of capital. Right? You got to hold. These are the people that's going to ride with you. I remember my boy Alu has said, you want to get popping on the internet. Just make your fan base as young teenage boys. Pause. They'll accept anything that you do. They'll ride for you to the end. Other people, older women, middle-aged women, middle-aged men will hold you accountable. Right? They will hold you accountable. They're not going to ride with everything that you do. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that part is important. And that goes for any creator, especially if you're older. Like with me, I think I've noticed that subconsciously I do things like that. Like I tell people that follow me, or you might like me because I said something nice about a certain artist, but then you think a certain way. I'll tell you, like, that's not the right way to think. That's morally corrupt. Right. So I just think that's what this conversation is really about, is age in relation to being goofy on the internet, and drawing the line of when it's not age and being goofy and it's that just straight up bigotry. And then when you can spot that, boundaries. You got to set some boundaries. Like people cross lines, they'll listen to you. You're the artist. Hey, you're crossing the line. You can't say that around here. We don't do that. That joke has gone too far. Right? But all of this would have been a hard sell for Tyler to do when he was younger. I'm glad he kind of sort of does it now, because all I can ask from people is to grow and learn and make changes as needed,